The topic which I am going to discuss in this video is biomedical waste management. Objectives. At the end of the session, the learners will be able to define biomedical waste, enlist the classification of biomedical waste, list down the sources of biomedical waste, and explain the disposal of biomedical waste, segregation, and its management. Coming to the introduction of biomedical waste management, medical care is vital in our life and health. Biomedical waste emerged as an issue of concern world over and also a real problem for man, community, and environment. So, safe, scientific, cost effective measures for biomedical waste management is need of hour. With this introduction, let us see the meaning of biomedical waste. Any waste which is generated during the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human beings or animals or research activities pertaining thereto, or in the production or testing of biological is known as biomedical waste, which means waste is generated during diagnosis, testing, treatment, research, or production of biological products for humans or animals. Then, need for biomedical waste management. The hospital waste, in addition to the risk for patients, personnel who handle these waste, poses a threat to public health and environment, so it should be taken care very effectively. Next, we'll see the classification of biomedical waste. It is classified into infectious waste, pathological waste, sharps, pharmaceutical waste, genotoxic waste, chemical waste, waste with high content of heavy metal, pressurized containers, radioactive waste. We'll see the detailed information of classification of biomedical waste in the following slides. Coming to infectious waste, it is suspected to contain pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungi in sufficient quantity to cause diseases in susceptible host. Whereas pathological waste, it consists of tissues, organs, body parts, human fetuses, and animal gaseous, blood, and body fluids. Whereas sharps waste, an item that in could causes cuts or puncture the wounds, such as needles, scalpel, and other blades and infusion sets, which is comes under sharps waste. Next is pharmaceutical waste. It includes expired, unused split, and contaminated pharmaceutical products such as drugs, vaccines, sera, etc. Genotoxic waste means it is very highly hazardous and have a mutagenic and tetragenic and that is carcinogenic property. Whereas chemical waste, it is hazardous or non-hazardous such as toxic, flammable, reactive, genotoxic, and corrosive. Waste with high content of heavy metals. It represents a subcategory or hazard of chemical waste and usually highly toxic in nature. It includes batteries, broken thermometers, and blood pressure gauges. Whereas pressurized container, that is many types of gas, are used in healthcare and are often stored in pressurized cylinders, even cartridges and aerosol cans such as anesthetic gases, ethylene oxide, oxygen and compressed air or comes under pressurized container waste. Then radioactive waste. It includes the X-ray, alpha and beta particles and gamma rays emitted by radioactive substances. That's all about the classification of biomedical waste. Next, we'll see the sources of biomedical waste. It will be again categorized into major sources and minor sources. Major sources includes hospitals, labs, research centers, animal research, blood banks, nursing homes, mortuaries, autopsy centers. Whereas minor sources are clinics, home care, cosmetic clinics, paramedics, funeral services, and institutions. Next, we'll see the methods of disposal of biomedical waste and their segregation. It is a group, it is categorized under 1 to 10 based on the type of waste, and it have the specific disposal option too. We'll see one by one. That is category number one, which is human anatomical waste. That includes human tissues, organs, body parts. It will be disposed by incineration and deep burial. Category number two, which is animal waste. Animal tissues, organs, body parts, bleeding parts, fluid, blood, and experimental animals used in research, waste generated by veterinary hospitals and colleges, discharge from hospital, all will be animal waste which will be disposed by incineration and deep burial. Then category number 3, which is microbiology and biotechnology waste, that is waste from laboratory cultures, stocks or specimen of the live microorganisms, human and animal cell cultures used in research, and infectious agent from research and industrial laboratories, waste from production of biological toxin, and devices used for transfer of cultures can be disposed by autoclaving, microwaving, and incineration. Next, category number 4, which is waste sharps. That includes needles, syringes, scalpels, blades, glass, etc., that may cause puncture or cuts. This includes both used and unused sharps. It will be disposed by disinfecting, such as chemical treatment, autoclaving, microwaving, shredding. Then, category number 5, which is discarded medicines and cytotoxic drugs. Waste comprising of outdated, contaminated, and discarded medicine. It will be disposed by incineration, destruction, and drugs disposal in secure landfills. Then category number 6, which is solid waste, items contaminated with body fluids, including cottons, dressings, soil, plaster cast, lines, bedding, and other materials contaminated with blood, can be disposed by incineration, autoclaving, and microwaving. Then category number 7, solid waste, waste generated from disposable items other than the waste shops, such as tubing, catheters, intravenous sets, etc., can be disposed by disinfecting by chemical treatment like autoclaving, microwaving, and shredding. Then category number 8, which is a liquid waste, waste generated from laboratories and washing, cleaning, housekeeping, and disinfecting activities, can be disposed by disinfecting by chemical treatment and discharge into drains. Category number 9, incineration ash. Ash from incineration of any biomedical waste, disposal in municipal landfill. Then category number 10, which is chemical waste, chemicals used in production of biological, chemicals used in disinfecting as insecticides, etc., can be disposed by chemical treatment and discharged into drains for liquids and secured landfill for solids. Next, we'll see the steps in the management of biomedical waste. We'll have 6 steps. First, survey of waste generated. Second, the segregation of the waste. Third, collection and categorization of waste. And fourth step is storage of waste. It's not beyond 48 hours. Once stored, it will be transportation of waste, then treatment of waste. This is the six steps what we are using in a biomedical waste management. Next, we will see the biomedical waste color coding. We'll have yellow, red, blue, white, and black color coding with their own waste, and it will be segregated. In this picture, you can see the all the color coding bins which is used in an hospital setup, and which is based on the infected waste and also non-infected waste. So the non-infected waste will be your cytotoxic drug and chemical waste, which will be disposed by black plastic container, whereas infected waste can be disposed by red, yellow, blue, and white containers. The red container contains solid waste, that is infected dressings, POP cast all, whereas an yellow plastic container which contain anatomical waste, that is placenta, pathological waste, then body parts, etc. Whereas blue plastic container which includes infected plastics like syringes, gloves, then plastic waste, etc. Whereas white plastic container receive sharps, which is needles and scissor, this sharp instruments like glasses, all. This is the way we'll be segregate the waste in the color coding bins in an healthcare places. See, even in the bins, we have to properly label the bins. The bins and bags should be carried the biohazard symbol indicating the nature of waste to the patients and public. Labels shall be non-washable and prominently visible. You just see this all this color coding bins which already have their proper symbol of biohazards symbol. So in each and every hospital or in the clinic, we must have this proper label bins. Then only we can properly dispose the waste too. This is the biohazard symbol, and another one is the cytotoxic hazard symbol, which can be used in the color coding bins. And also another important one is personal safety devices, that is the use of protective gears should be made mandatory for all the personnel who is handling the waste, like gloves, aprons, gowns, and mask, boots should be used so that the infection may not be occur uh, the person who is handling the waste. Next, a storage in an area away from general traffic and accessible only to authorized personnel, and do not store for more than 48 hours. And if for any reason it becomes necessary to store the waste beyond such period, take measures to ensure that the waste does not adversely affect human health and environment. Coming to the conclusion, if we want to protect our environment and health of community, we must sensitize ourselves to this important issue, not only in the interest of health members but also in the interest of community. So till we discussed about the biomedical waste, what is biomedical waste, the classification, how can what is the steps which we follow in the biomedical waste management, and how it is segregated. I hope the learners will acquire and use this knowledge in the working setting. Thank you. And these are the references for this topic. Thank you.